Welcome back to the Stick 'em Up podcast. Brundi, how does it feel to be cheering for a team that has one win? That's right. No more teams have 0 wins. The San Jose Sharks, huge OT win against the New York Rangers. The game ended like half an hour ago, if that.
Yeah, about there.
How was the game? I assume you watched at least some of it.
Yeah, no, I was able to watch the full game.
Okay.
It was awesome. It was a good back and forth game. Sloppy defense by both teams, and just another one of the high scoring games that we've seen tonight. There's a few that are that have already finished on the day here, and a few that are still going, and just a lot of goals being scored. And yeah, we can now say that at least every team in the league has a win. And unfortunately for the Rangers, they're the one that had to give San Jose their first win, but someone had to do it eventually.
Yeah.
And there we are with it. Feels good.
Yeah.
Though. Feels good.
Well, especially when you got, 9 combined points from Celebrini and Will Smith or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they were absolutely going off. Like, I mean, when you finally get that win as a rebuilding team, that's exactly what you want. You want those young stars to take over and show that improvement. It doesn't feel as good as when Toffoli does it on his own and then Barclay Goodrow grinds out a goal and you win 2-1 or something, right? So
if Barclay Goodrow could grind out a goal, you'd hear no complaints from me. I'd be like, yeah, that's sick.
No, fair enough. But other than that, we do have a little bit of other news around the league. I guess that one kind of ties into one of the bullet points we have here. One of the quotes that we had from Sharks head coach Ryan Warsofsky a couple days ago. Do you want to let us know about that?
Yeah, so this one ruffled some feathers around the hockey world. I lose so many times, so it's hard to keep track. It wasn't their most recent loss, which I can't remember who that was against, but the one before that. Sharks head coach Ryan Warsofsky, he was quoted after the game saying that he would give up one of his children for a fucking win, and that pissed off a lot of the hockey fans on Twitter. They thought that he was being disrespectful to his kids and he hates his family and all this, and it wasn't that deep.
It's clearly a figure of speech, like...
Yeah, but there was so much backlash to the point where he actually had to come out and apologize for it, and I thought that was unnecessary. But...
Yeah, that's lame that he has to do that. Like, that's why you can't have personality in the NHL. If an NBA player said that, or an NBA coach said that, it would be newsworthy. People would still talk about it. I don't think they would end up having to come out and apologize. I feel like enough people would get that he's just giving you a good quote, right? Like,
and that's exactly it. That's why I saw it, and I saw it also as a coach who just has a lot of passion and doesn't like to lose, and the whole narrative around San Jose, because prior to this win against the Rangers, going back to last season, they were on a 17-game losing streak. So put yourself in that position. At the time, you're a head coach in the NHL and you've lost 16 games in a row. And you're pissed off about it. And this is a team where a lot of people are saying, they no one on this team wants to win. They're happy losing. They've created a losing culture. And then when the coach is proving that, no, we're here to win and I want to fucking win, then people get mad. It's one of those things where there's just no pleasing people. People are going to bitch and complain just because so they can be heard or whatever. I thought it was a great quote. I was fully on board with it. No one, I mean, I didn't think he was going to sacrifice his kid at center ice to win a game. And the league would be like, okay, you win because you did it. Like, no, it's just a passionate coach who is tired of losing 16 games in a row.
Yeah.
Like that's all it was. That's the way I took it. That's the way you took it. Yeah.
I think that's the way most people took it.
For it, though.
unfortunately, there's just enough loud people, and then once you get that, you get pressure from the sponsors, etc. It's very boring, but that's how it is. And you know what? If that's how it was, I'm sure we'd have a couple teams lining up 82 kids and go for a perfect season. But that's not how it works. So
Warsofsky did say after the game in his press conference, he did. I don't have the I could probably find it in like 2 seconds. He quoted his he was referencing his kids, and he said that he's still got them. So he's kind of making fun of it still and not fully bearing it, which I like. I like that he's not just acting like it never happened. Like, just make fun of it now, and you got to win.
He shouldn't. It was a funny quote. Like, and you know what? There are ways he could have said it where it could have sounded bad. It's a good thing because I believe he has 2 kids, right? Or multiple kids. It's a good thing that he didn't I'd give up my daughter for a win. My son's pretty cool though. Maybe he's worth at least 2 or 3. Like, it wasn't, the way he said it didn't sound very personal.
Yeah, no, it was just it was kind of just basic quote. It's almost like a figure of speech. Like, we've heard stuff similar to that before.
Yeah, I feel like more people would have gotten the joke if John Tortorella said it. But since it's a guy and not a lot of people know, they're kind of like, oh, maybe he's just a psycho.
And that's actually a very good point. Yeah, if it was something like, Tortorella saying it, no one would bat. I mean, honestly, he's probably said something like that before, I bet. If we dug deep enough, he's probably said something along those lines. And so you know what? Maybe this is just what we're going to get from Warsofsky is, maybe San Jose starts to get more wins, but just maybe a little bit more personality and not afraid to say that kind of stuff. And I'm all for it because, again, we want more personality amongst players, coaches, individuals in the league. And other people don't, clearly, because they love to just bash anything that's not just the basic blueprint that we're kind of used to.
Yeah.
And sucks to be them. Like, if they want to be that way, and that's on them. I love it. You love it. We're happy here. Sharks got to win. Poor Rangers, but
it does have that feeling that, like, the NHL and their fans don't realize that it's not just a sport. I feel like the NFL, the MLB, the NBA, they all realize there's the sport aspect and there's the entertainment aspect. It's a little bit like wrestling, how there's the sport, but you have to market it properly. And how like the NBA does a great job of their star players are everywhere. They're unavoidable. And they really have a lot of personality with them. It feels like the NHL just doesn't understand that, like, as much as these guys under NHL contract to be hockey players are hockey players, they're not just hockey players. They have it in their contract. They have to do a certain amount of interviews, right? Like, they are entertainers. They make the money because we pay the money for the tickets to go watch them play. Like, you want to see more guys with the big personalities, even if it's something as easy as Anderson's for every, 12 goal season he has, every time he scores, he goes and stares down a guy in the crowd. Like, that's the bar is so low. That's all it takes for people to be like, that guy's fucking fun.
Yeah. Like, sometimes it's got to be the very basic things. And, but overall, I'm just happy Sharks got a win, and maybe they'll put together a winning streak. Maybe they'll surprise us all.
Maybe they will.
But we can move on from still bottom team in the league. They're still the worst team.
Not in last anymore.
For now. I don't know if you had heard about this or not. I think this only broke today. But the NHL announced that they will not be doing the Olympic Sendoff event. I don't exactly know what it was called. That they were going to be hosting at UBS Arena on Long Island. So I think the way that it went was Islanders were supposed to have the All-Star game this past season, kind of before the Four Nations.
Yeah.
But then they decided to cancel the All-Star game and move it to this season around the end of January as usual. And then that got canceled because of the Olympics. But they realized, well, we just yanked the All-Star game twice away from the Islanders in their new arena where they make a lot of money. So we're going to do an Olympic send-off event. And that was going to be like a 2-day thing there featuring just a lot of NHL players. I don't exactly know what they were planning on doing for it exactly. But then the NHL decided to just cancel it and give the players more time to pack and prepare and whatnot to travel for the Olympics. So the Islanders kind of got screwed out 3 times in their new arena for hosting some sort of NHL event, which I do feel for them. That is obviously very shitty. And I know, a lot of, the All-Star game still isn't great or anything. Like it's pretty bad. But fans there were still looking forward to it. It's a good way for the arena to make some money and people to see this brand new facility that they got there. So it kind of sucks for the Islanders. I was kind of curious to see what this Olympic send-off event would be, but I guess we'll never know.
The NHL doesn't have a great track record with events of that nature. I feel like it probably would have ended up being boring, but it does suck that they're just rug pulling the Isles again. So hopefully they give them an outdoor game next year or something. I mean, come on,
just
Rangers Islanders outdoor game. It doesn't matter if the teams are good. People will watch that rivalry game.
They had
Stadium
one
series.
They had one the other year, and it was really good.
Yeah,
that game. I mean, then the Islanders weren't the greatest at the time, but it was still an entertaining game, still a fun game.
Yeah, might as well run it back. Kind of, I don't know, bill it around Russian goalie versus Russian goalie. Schaefer first overall pick, Lafreniere first overall pick. You can do some stuff there.
Yeah, absolutely you can. But they choose not to.
Then they'll cancel it again and make it Boston Rangers.
I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, just want to throw that in there. It does kind of suck for the Islanders, but there's some good news for the Islanders at least. Do you want to hit us with the good Islanders news?
Yeah, so this is at the minimum now the third episode in a row where we're talking about this guy, but Matthew Schaefer has tied the defenseman record in the NHL for the longest point streak to begin a career at 6 games, tying Marek Zidlicki. I mean, it's not only is it a point streak right out the gate, but it's also for defensemen. And, either if you're not really a good defenseman, you're probably not scoring a lot at the start. And if you are, you probably went high in your draft and you're probably on a not great team. So it makes sense that the record is only at 6 games. But yeah, Schaefer's looked incredible in those games. And did they play today? Did they play tonight?
Yeah, so the Islanders did play today. They beat the Red Wings 7-2. They whooped them. They lit up Cam Talbot.
No.
And, no points for Matthew Schaefer in a 7-2 win over Detroit, unfortunately. So the streak ends there, but hey, he's you know what, he's still got there. He still tied it.
He tied the record.
I think that's pretty incredible. But that is a little tough that they win 7-2 and no points for Schaefer, unfortunately.
Yeah, that sucks. But you know what? He's got a lot to look forward to. I don't think he's going to be dwelling on that for too long.
Yeah, no, he'll move on. He'll keep powering through, and he'll probably put up I bet 2 points or something in the next game and throw together another point streak.
Let's talk about the third. Let's talk about the third team over in that little spot in the Metro, the New Jersey Devils,
So I'm going to let you run through this one here. I'm going to adjust my headphones here, so I'll let you talk about this for a bit because I didn't hear much about this. I only put this in because you had mentioned it.
Yeah. So that is New Jersey, of course, and they are working on an extension currently for goaltender Jacob Markstrom. Markstrom, who is, let me double check just to make sure I'm correct, 35 years old. He is in the last year of his deal. He is a UFA this next season, off season. And I mean, he's played incredible for them. He's been really good. Like, considering he's 35, he's not showing signs of aging really much at all. And they're going to be kind of screwed in New Jersey without him. Like, they'll still have a great team, but they're definitely not going to be as good without Markstrom. So it makes sense that they're going to work early on to get an extension done. If they can get something cheap, similar to what Jake Allen got with them as well, like that could potentially set them up real nice in net for the next few years. And I mean, it's very strange because people jumped the gun on when they thought this New Jersey Devils team was going to take that step and be a legit, like a cup contender, like a top tier contender. But like, man, looking at their roster, they are still really good. And it really does feel like any year now, they could just out of nowhere oh, they're out of the first round. Oh, they're in the finals. Oh, they won the cup. Like, I feel like they're not one of those teams that's going to have to have a couple of second round exits, maybe get to the conference finals once, and then you get over the hump. Like, they're a good enough team that I wouldn't be shocked if at some point they just strung it together. And a big thing with this team has been health. You know, guys like Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton, years, Markstrom. So if they can get Markstrom locked up
with them,
it would be huge.
Markstrom's been fantastic for them. He was incredible in the playoffs. And
currently injured, but I believe it's
it's only week to week. And, you know, again, it goes back to the one thing we talk about all the time with New Jersey. It is health. You know, how many years have they been good, but like they get some key injuries that derail their entire season.
Yeah. I mean, you know, their two most injury prone guys are, it's their top forward and their top defenseman keep getting injured. When it happens to your starter goalie, it doesn't help either. So if we really don't know what this team looks like fully healthy and what they're capable of all the way. So
yeah. But we can move on from New Jersey. I have a question for you.
I'm probably ready to answer.
I have a question here, and I think you can probably answer this.
Okay.
Is it March 1st today?
Yes.
I was going to say, it's got to be March 1st because
it has to
Mark Stone's on LTIR.
It wouldn't make sense otherwise. It's also 2024, right? Probably. It's like... Yeah, I think it's last year right now.
Or could have been 2023, 2022. Take your pick between them, right? They all
I'm going to say it's 2023. That sounds about right.
That is us poking fun at the fact that Mark Stone is on LTIR, and usually it's never early in the season. It's always later in the season. He is only listed as week to week.
If they say it's a lacerated spleen again, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
I don't even know. I thought it was shoulder this time.
I haven't heard anything.
Wrong. I'll do
Mark Stoner. Yep, that's it. Google. Placed on long-term injured reserve.
Oh, wrist. His wrist.
Wrist.
Doesn't say exactly what's going on, but it just says wrist.
The Flames are not doing great to start the season, but I tell you what, they are fucking with Vegas's season. Aiden Hill goes down. Mark Stone goes down. Like, I don't even know if they're gooning these guys up or if they're just falling down.
They lost Pietrangelo a while ago, but they were able to get Mitch Marner because of it. So I guess that aspect kind of works out well, sort of. I don't really have much to say. I just want to throw out there that Mark Stone's an LTIR. And we'll see how Vegas can continue to push through because Mark Stone has been very good to start the season. For them, he looked kind of rejuvenated, a little more pep in his step, and that is a big loss for them. So I'm curious to see, you know, what they do or how things go for them because they've
been one of the top teams in the league right now. They've been great, so it'll be very interesting to see what they do, especially because this frees up just under $4 million in cap space. That is them saying he is not going to be out for the whole season. He will be back. There is a salary cap in the playoffs now. So even if he was out until then, which it does not at all sound like he will be, they would not be able to activate him if they brought somebody in with that extra $4 million cap space. They would have to bench Mark Stone. So
so they're not going to go and grab anyone. It's just going to have to be that next man up mentality and try and find someone to fit into that spot that can work as well as it's been working with Mark Stone.
Yep.
We got a couple more things here. Not a whole lot because again, during the week there's not as much. It's usually the weekends that we get bombarded with a bunch of stuff. Should we move on to Calgary?
I think we should move on to Calgary.
Move on to Calgary Flames here.
Dustin Wolf, notorious young goaltender Dustin Wolf, who's been incredible for his team. Having a bit of a rough start this year, but I mean, who in Calgary hasn't, right? And he was calling out his team earlier this week saying, I can't generate offense after his team scored only 9 goals during their 7-game losing streak. I mean, why not? You can get some assists.
Yeah. And especially...
Has he tried?
The game is yesterday. He was, standing on his head all game long against a good Montreal team. And the Flames couldn't score. The only goal the Flames got was a brutal turnover by Noah Dobson, and Adam Klapka on the fourth line scores unassisted. And then they end up losing in overtime, but...
Can I say something that I think is becoming a hot take?
Okay.
Defense is overrated. I think people are, especially with advanced analytics and all this stuff, I think people are overrating how important defense is. I think it's very important. I think most people are starting to get to the point where they think defense is more important than offense. If you have 0 goals, I don't care who's playing defense, you did not win a game with 0 goals.
I mean, that is true, but counterpoint, the Florida Panthers.
They scored.
They scored, but they also make the best players in the league look like little bitches out there because they can't do anything.
Sure.
So, yeah, obviously scoring is important.
Obviously both is important. I think at some point
you need both to win. You can't win being a offense only team, and you can't win by being a defense only team. Like you need to have both. Yeah. And for the Flames, I mean, I don't even want to say great defense, above average.
I would say slightly above average defense.
But the offense is non-existent.
It's bottom 5 in the league.
It's bottom in the league.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see Calgary and San Jose play tomorrow. And because San Jose's defense is atrocious and Calgary's offense is atrocious. It would be a stoppable force versus a movable object.
Like actually.
It would just be so entertaining to watch just two shitters just go at it. And
who wins that game in your head? Who wins that game in your head?
I honestly think San Jose does because San Jose's offense is cooking. Like you look at their games and the offense isn't an issue for them, but their defense is awful. Like their goaltending has been, I'm going to say above average. The stats don't show it, but when you look at what they're having to deal with, what kind of shots are getting put on them, the positions that they're in, there's not like, unless you have Connor Hellebuck or Vasilevsky, I'm not going to say Shesterkin because the Sharks cleaned up on him tonight, but you at least need above, like you need serviceable defense. Yeah. And San Jose doesn't have that, and that's why they've lost as many as they have, because the offense has been good. Meanwhile, Calgary is kind of the opposite. Defense has been decent, but if you're only scoring 9 goals during a 7-game
it's got to be more frustrating, right? No offense has to be worse than no defense, right? You can take something away from a 5-3 loss. But when you're losing every game 3-0, 2-1, that sucks. Like So
and I just can't remember the last time I've seen something like this happen, where it's just been this long, and I think it's maybe a bit of both. Just a lot of guys are snake bitten, and the offense isn't quite there. But they've been getting chances. It's just nothing's working for them.
I've caught at least, I think, 3 games so far. Man, they're hitting a lot of posts. It's close, and it posting out that's a shot that might as well have missed the net. But like, if they can just get a little bit better at it, those start going in. Like, yeah, I think this team is better than they're letting on right now. But Dustin Wolf ain't wrong. He can't go and score and win the game for you. He can goalies can't, like, obviously goalies can win a game for you, right? But they can't literally win the game for you on their own. Yeah. You have to score at least 1 goal, and then a goalie can win it for you. Yeah. And like, that sounds like exaggerating, but 9 goals in 7 games. There's probably multiple games where he damn near could have had a shutout, and it literally isn't enough. So
yeah, I'm just looking at the screen there, and I just see Markstrom, just the bottom right picture of his 3, just kind of creeping up above the bar there.
He's lurking.
I got a good kick out of that. Don't change it. No, I don't want to see the full thing.
Out here. No, we're gonna look at the Devil's Cap page.
But yeah, overall, just tough stretch for the Flames. Eventually, the offense is going to start getting going, but you're hoping it's sooner rather than later, and you definitely weren't expecting it to be over a 7-game span. But what do you do? Something's got to go eventually, and we'll see when that happens.
Before we get to the next bullet point we have here, I just thought of something, and I'm going to look it up in real time. Is this recent? What I have pulled up. It is a 2-minute read. That does not help me. This page is meaningless.
Too much reading.
July 16th. That is not recent.
It's March 1st.
Rudy, where do you go to see odds for a trophy? For an NHL trophy, betting odds for something.
I just could do it through any sports book.
Because I am currently trying to look up the current, as of right now, odds for the Jack Adams Award.
Okay, I can get those pulled up here.
Because
what do you want to know? Like, who's the favorite, or who's down in the shitters?
Give me the top, maybe the top 10. Because
top 10.
Because welcome to Braden's Cope Hour. For those of you who are not aware, let me get the proper numbers here, NHL standings. But the Tampa Bay Lightning are the bottom team in the Atlantic right now. They currently, after 7 games, have 4 points. They are 1-4-2. It has been abysmal to start the season. And I am just curious if John Cooper's chances at a Jack Adams are finally a little bit better than we've seen them be.
So it's actually not popping up.
They're currently changing the odds as we speak.
Yeah, so I can't actually view that. Let's see if I can through here. Jack Adams. Okay, so I actually can get it right here.
Where is John Cooper on there? Is he even in the top 10?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He's just inside the upper half. He's at 16.
He's at plus
3,500.
Hammer that. Those are great odds. This team is going to tank for the first 10 seasons of the first 10 games of the season. We're going to be bottom of the league. And John Cooper is going to bring us all the way back to the playoffs and finally win a Jack Adams.
Do I know who's got the worst odds out of every coach?
The worst odds.
And it's a huge drop off from 31 to 32, goes from plus 5 thousand to plus 7,500.
Really?
So it's a pretty big drop off.
It's got to be a team that has. Is it a playoff team? Is it a team that's not expected to make it, or is it a team that is so good that their guy couldn't possibly win it?
That's up to you.
I actually have like no idea. Nashville's coach, I guess. Who's that? Andrew Brunette?
Andrew Brunette. No, he's up at plus 4,000. The coach all the way down at the bottom by quite a bit is the reigning Jack Adams Trophy winner, Spencer Carberry.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. Because they can't. Because if they're really good, they probably still didn't improve on last year. Plus, they're very unlikely to even get to that point. Like, everything is in the cards for them to regress. It is so hard for them to do again what they did last year with the team they have.
Yeah.
And even if they do it again, that's just them doing it again. That's not the coach bringing up a team. So you know what? That actually makes a good amount of sense.
It's kind of weird, but like it does make sense. And especially when you look at it
for the criteria they look at, yeah.
You'll probably never see a coach win back-to-back Jack Adams. Unless they're going from one team to another. Because it's usually given to the coach that, a team that probably shouldn't have made the playoffs or something. They end up.
It's kind of a breakout guy. Yeah. Like that's why John Cooper's never won one of them, because it's the overachieving award for coaches, basically.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what it's turned into.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to look that up.
I thought that was pretty interesting. That.
Do you think a coach has ever won back-to-back?
Maybe at some point, but I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Oh, we got a Pat Burns, then a Pat Quinn.
It's too different.
Jacques Demers from 86, 87, and 87, 88. Back-to-back Jack Adams trophies with the Detroit Red Wings. Before that, none. Don Cherry with the Bruins. He's the only guy to do it. There's your remember that name, Jacques Demers. That's a free
the one and only.
Anytime somebody thinks they're hot shit about hockey, hit him with that trivia. There's no way nobody's gonna be able to answer that except for him. Good old Jacques.
Yeah. Just thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, Cooper, he's right in the middle of the pack right now.
We lose a couple more games, we're gonna have a lot of ground to cover. If we do it, they might take unless there's a clear front runner, the voters might take their opportunity to finally give them kind of a, what do they call that? Like a lifetime award, a career award.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I don't think I would throw money on it, but I think it's definitely a possibility.
Listen, we just lost in the last 50 seconds to the fucking Blackhawks, all right?
Blackhawks are wagging this year. We're hyping them up last episode. They're wagging.
Yeah.
Blackhawks are the real deal. You know who's not the real deal? Actually, they could be. I'm still in the bandwagon. The Buffalo Sabres. I thought this was pretty cool, so I wanted to talk about it. Because I can't remember a time seeing this, but we got a goalie rookie lap. Goaltender Colton Ellis went out there and did a solo rookie lap as a goalie before making his NHL debut the other night, where he...
They don't normally do that for goalies?
For the Sabres? Not that I normally see, or not that's at least broadcasted out there. Their clips. It's like the first one I can remember seeing in quite a while.
I just kind of would have assumed that they do that for goalies because they do it for all the players. But
yeah, I don't really remember seeing it ever.
No, you know what? You're right, because anytime you hear about a new goalie, you don't see them do the rookie lap. You see they show them in the crease in the kind of right before the game starts, where they show both the goalies warming up and in the crease, and they're like, this is the guy's stats over the last 5 games. Hey, here's fucking bum crusty McIdiot, and he's starting in his first NHL game. Good for him. He'll never make it back because his name is hilarious.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, just want to throw that out there. And pretty cool that a goalie, rookie goalie in his first NHL game gets a win as a member of the Buffalo Sabres. I think that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and a shutout. You said, right?
No, No. Let's not get too crazy.
Never mind. Back to the minors.
Two goals against on 31 shots.
31 shots.
It's a decent,
good night.
Decent debut on the Sabres.
Yeah, frankly, that's elite on the Sabres.
Yeah. So that there was the last of our major news talking points, but we still got some extra runtime that we can go with. What do you want to discuss? That's kind of where we're at now.
What do I want to discuss?
Was there any certain teams or anything at this point that you want to?
You know what?
Touch on that we haven't talked about, or certain players or games, or.
You know what? There is a certain team that I would like to talk about, and they're talked about a lot, but that's okay. We don't talk about them that much here, and that is the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Okay.
This is a couple days old at this point, but did you see the clip? I assume you did, of who is it? Colin Blackwell coming in on his partial breakaway and bowling over Stolarz.
I heard about it.
Yeah, so
I can't remember. I don't think I actually saw the actual clip though. Oh, maybe I did. Anyways, I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah, it was that game against the Kraken, and he's coming in. He's kind of doing that thing where he's kind of defending the puck, but kind of got two hands on his stick, and he's fighting off a defender, but the defender's a good bit behind him. And yeah, I mean, Blackwell, he's a shit disturber. We know this. But he basically says, I'm not going to get a great shot off. I'm coming in at an angle. This is the fastest I've ever skated. And he just bowls over Stolarz.
I think it was Mason Marchment.
I think you're right. I was thinking of two different guys who used to play for the Stars.
Yeah,
I was thinking of shit disturbers who played for the Stars, right? Because, Marchment was the one who left the Stars in free agency and signed in Seattle. So Mason Marchment, everything that I've already said applies. And, Stolarz kind of, he just gets bowled over, just straight through by this guy. And he gets up and he looks around, and just nobody does anything. And he gets up, and Stolarz, even for a goalie, he's a big boy. He's like 230 pounds. I think he's 6'5". He's 6'5",
big. Yeah.
And he gets up and he fucking grabs the net and throws it. Like, that sounds so goofy, but he literally like grabs underneath the top of the net from the inside and just throws it backwards, and then jumps down and starts beating the crap out of Mason Marchment, because nobody would stand up for him. Like, man, it's crazy that this Leafs team is not actually small. They're not a team that should be easy to push around. They got some big guys. Hell, Nylander, Tavares, Matthews, their stars aren't small guys that you can push around and make your bitch. Or at least you shouldn't be able to, but they just don't fight back. Like, man, Brandon Carlo, that was a rough look. Brandon Carlo's a big freaking dude, and he just stood there and watched it and was like, I'll take the 2-minute power play for goaltender interference. Like, no. Your coach would rather you throw a sucker punch and get thrown out of the game, straight up. Like, you defend your goalie.
That's coached by Craig Berube. Like, what's the stat? He's got the highest penalty minutes to points ratio. Anyone that's played over 1,000 games or something like that.
That sounds accurate. Like, his stats are staggering.
Just a tough coach that, look at the toughness and what he brought out of St. Louis. And again, Toronto doesn't have that.
3,149 penalty minutes, 1,054 games played, 159 points. This guy's scoring a point every 9 or 10 games, somewhere between there. And he's putting up over almost exactly 3 penalty minutes per game the whole way through his career. Look at this season. 84 games played, by the way. Cool stat. 14 points, 305 penalty minutes. What a menace. What a piece of shit. And you got to teach your coach you got to coach your team to play like that. Like,
yeah. That is, again, you look back at the playoffs last year. That's a major reason why Florida beat Toronto. because maybe Toronto did take them the furthest out of anyone in the playoffs, but when the games got tough, when they got physical, and like that's when Florida shines, and it doesn't suit the Toronto Maple Leafs. If Craig Berube can't bring it out of these guys, I mean, who will? Like, what else can you do?
The only thing left is
2 years ago.
Like, actually, the only thing left you can do is go one step further and bring in a Tortorella. That's literally it. And even then, I don't think that would work. Like,
it wouldn't work with the players Toronto have there. Like,
I don't even know if it's the players. Like, I don't know what's going with this team. Like, they've moved on from a lot of guys. Like, there's no way Austin Matthews being on your team makes these depth guys. Like, Brandon Carlo was with the Bruins for a while. He was a dick. This guy was a dick. And as he was a Bruin player, he was a Boston-ass Bruin. The second he goes to the Leafs, he's playing like a Toronto Maple Leaf.
Because it's a culture that's created.
They traded for you to be that Bruin guy. That's what they paid for, right? Like, it's crazy. If they traded every one of their players and got all new players, they just to all different teams around the league, fucking swap Matthews for Eichel, and they trade literally everyone. Like, why do I feel like even with all new guys, even if they were like championship guys, why do I feel like it would still be the same thing?
Because that's just the culture that we've known that's been demonstrated, right? Like I go on no, I don't know why I sound like I'm old like that, but like I'm actively on Twitter, right? And because I'm on, when I read a lot of Shark stuff, so I see a lot of Shark stuff, and a lot of Sharks fans like to bitch and complain about having guys like Ryan Reeves in the lineup, Barclay Goodrow, Ty Dellandrea. Look back 2 years ago when you were losing 7-0 to Vancouver, your goalie got bulldozed and injured, and Vancouver scored, and all 5 Sharks players go to the bench and get off, and all 5 Canucks players, instead of celebrating, check on San Jose's goalie.
Yeah.
I think it was Kakkonen. And now
that's bad.
Anything happens to your goalie or young players, you have tough guys who go out there. Yeah, they're maybe not the greatest on the score sheet, but it is a total change in the culture from what it was 2 years ago now. If a goalie on San Jose gets run, you're dealing with one of their heavyweights, even tall defenseman, Ernay. He's a big unit out there. Not the most offensively skilled guy or anything, but a big guy that can stand up. Sometimes that's what you need to do, and maybe you don't like the offensive production you get out of them, but what they do for morale boost for the team, what they do in that locker room, how much bigger everybody feels having them, you need them still. And that's just the way it goes. In Toronto, the guy who gets probably shit on the most in that organization now, Max Domi, does that for them. Brings the most kind of grit and bite, it seems like. Actually, maybe Jake McCabe.
McCabe maybe is in there. Matthew Nyes gets.
But Matthew Nyes doesn't drop the mitts or anything though.
That's true.
It's kind of why I went with Max Domi, because Domi loves to fight.
He does.
Domi loves to drop the mitts, but I totally agree with you though. You could take every player out of Toronto, ship them off to wherever, bring in a brand new crew, and it feels like it'd be the same, because that's what we know when we talk about Toronto.
Like a lot of talent, but it's not dissimilar. Soft. It's not dissimilar to the conversations we have about the Sabres. The only difference is the Leafs make the playoffs before run out of steam and getting bent over. Like, and
absolutely.
Yeah, you need those guys who will go out there and fight. And like, especially San Jose, right? They're not aiming for the playoffs this year. It'd be kind of cool, but they're not. That's not the goal. That's not what they expect. That's not the expectation.
I mean, the players are aiming for it. Like, sure, they're always aiming for it, but it's not a realistic. Like, they know it's not realistic. But like,
Mike Greer is not expecting that. He'd love it, but that's not what he would assume will happen. So you have a guy like Reeves to go out there and fight and defend your guys and stuff. Once you are at the point where maybe you are looking to get the playoffs, or maybe you did last year somehow, and now this year you're looking to do it again. Now you're looking at, okay, can I trade Reeves for a Ryan Lomberg, a guy with a little bit of offense, but who will still fight for you. Now you're looking for those guys who do that and can help you a bit more on the score sheet. Like, you're not looking to get rid of him and give me defensive stalwart on the fourth line, Luke Glendening or something. Like, you still need a guy to fight. You're just looking to upgrade that niche, right?
Go back to the draft. Nashville. I know he did just get sent back down to the OHL, but they took Brady Martin 5th overall, and most scouts had him going kind of in that, not 5th overall, like later in a few picks after, whatever. But if the offensive skills can get there at the NHL level, it's basically like a Max Domi type guy, just the skill potentially of a first line center. A guy that plays bigger than he is, loves mixing it up, loves creating havoc, and that's huge for Nashville.
That's
like
perfect.
People are saying
that's captain material. Like,
yeah, but if
you describe that player, and who are the first guys I think of? I'm thinking of guys like Jamie Benn, like I'm thinking of guys that are like could actually be like a really good captain in the NHL, a Gabriel Landeskog, maybe not the best player on either of their respective teams for most of their career, but still a damn good player.
To bring it every shift, every second. Like,
those locker rooms will bleed for that guy because they know he'll do it in return. Like, those guys are really important.
People were saying it was a reach by Nashville, but I said,
Brady Tkachuk?
It's exactly right. Like, people foam over Brady and Matthew Tkachuk, and it's like, yeah, maybe that's why Nashville did take a bit of a reach, because this guy is going to be successful in the NHL level strictly based on how he plays, and if he hits his potential and reaches that next level, that's an instant fan favorite. That's a guy that, like Brad Marchand. You hate to play against him, but you would love him on your team because of what he brings.
And he's just willing to do it. He is 5'9", 180 pounds.
What's Jonathan Marchessault? Because he plays with like that kind of fuck you attitude as well.
Like, I'm not saying I would put money on it. I probably have a 40% chance to beat Brad Marchand in a fight. He is not a big guy, but he is willing to do what other guys aren't. He'll still get it. Rasmus Dahlin is a big dude. He just mugged him the other day in that Sabres Panthers
took his
game.
Lunch money.
So,
yeah,
it's Jesus Christ. How do you spell Marchessault?
Don't even ask me.
How soon does he come if I put in Jonathan?
Can you just do last name?
Yeah, but it gets really bitchy if you don't spell it properly.
Yeah.
There we go. Give me that.
No way, you just copy and pasted it instead. Who is?
Hey, at least I didn't struggle for a million years.
Yeah,
just
true.
a couple.
His size.
5'9", 185 pounds.
Yeah, there you go.
The exact same as Marchand with 5 more pounds.
Yeah, and he just plays with that fuck you attitude. And look at him, he's got a Stanley Cup. He got a Conn Smythe. Like, that's a guy Toronto could have went after a couple years ago.
Yeah. Well, man, what a guy.
I don't want to shit on Toronto too much, though, but I totally see where you're coming from with all of this, though.
And Stolarz just got sucker punched in the playoffs. He was literally throwing up on the bench with his concussion. It was so bad. Went to the hospital. He gets run over in game 6 or 7 of the regular season against Seattle. Seattle, Toronto.
Worse.
Seattle, Toronto is such a nothing game early in the season. Throw the whole game out the window to make the whole league know you won't stand for that shit.
So I'm just going to double check here. So imagine if Anthony Stolarz got injured.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Yeah. Wool is out.
He's still away, and it doesn't sound like he's coming back within the next bit. From what it sounds like, still.
His return at least isn't imminent by the sounds of it.
So,
who's their next guy up? Hildeby? Do they still have him?
Caden Primo, who they grabbed off waivers. I think they grabbed him off waivers after the Wool news kind of came out.
Yeah,
and
they
knew that where the things were at. So, if they just watched their goalie get run, and if he got injured, well, now you're having to go up there and probably trade for another
last
goalie.
year. He put up a 926. He just got a concussion, and you can't defend him in Game 7 against the Kraken.
He has to defend himself.
That's madness. If I'm Craig Berube, I'm literally happier if Austin Matthews jumps the bench without being on the ice, goes and cross-checks that guy in the head and gets a 10-game suspension. That's better for the team, frankly, than what happened.
I don't know if
I legitimately
suspended for 10
that's
games.
An exaggeration. I actually think that might be better for the long-term health of the locker room. Like
I can't say I disagree.
They went on to
disagree.
And they went on to lose 5-2 to again the Seattle Kraken. The Kraken beat up your goalie, beat you up on the score sheet. That's tough. At least they got the last laugh because the Jays beat the Mariners, I guess. I'm sure Stolarz is real happy that we got the last laugh, right?
How bold was that of Vladdy to wear a Matthews jersey going into Game 7? I was like, "Fuck, that's a bold play."
As soon as he did it, I was like, "This guy's a gamer. They're gonna win." Like, he's, if I saw Matthews go into a Game 7 wear a Vladdy jersey, I'd be like, "Yeah, nice try, chump. We'll see you next summer." Vladdy does it, I'm like, "I don't know, man. That's aura." Like,
I mean, it did look pretty sick, but
he's gonna get it done. It's not like he carried the team in that game to the win, but it was pretty sick.
But yeah, long story short, I agree with you. Toronto does need to toughen up. There needs to be some kind of change there because, that's just embarrassing. There's no other way to put it. Like that. That's just inexcusable.
There's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams where it's like you don't go near their goalie because you know that all these psychos will beat you half to death. Like, nobody touches Vasilevsky. Nobody touches Bobrovsky. Like, nobody touches Ottinger because they know they will get fucking mugged. Like, they will be assaulted on television as the audience looks on if they do it. Like, meanwhile, these guys are like, man, he bowled over Stolarz. That was rough. And it was on purpose, too. It wasn't an accident. He makes the decision to do it. So, yeah. And I like Stolarz. So, like, I'm really hoping they do pull it together for him at the very least. At least stand up for your goalie. You don't have to win. Stand up for your goalie. Have some pride.
Yeah. We can move on from that, though. That was a lengthy topic. I got another one here.
Hit us with it.
This is what I'm kind of looking at, and I'm wondering, how is this going to shake out? And, we're only a week or 2 weeks into the season, but we've done it before with Bedard. Let's run it back. The Gavin McKenna Sweepstakes. Pretty, going into the season, we were talking about some teams that, we thought were going to be in the mix. And the teams in the mix there, Chicago's 4-2-2. Seattle's 4-2-2. The Pittsburgh Penguins are 6-2.
A miracle run to get Crosby back in the playoffs would be so fucking sick.
I would love it. I'm all for it. I'm still.
I think 90% of hockey fans would.
I'll always have 2016 flashbacks, but hey, come the playoffs around this year, it'll be 10 years. I'll be fully cleansed and okay. I would love to see it.
You'll have watched Crosby get a gold for Canada by that point.
Yeah, like the way the Penguins are playing right now is. Just incredible with where they're at, and it's again, it's not a good team, but it's working for them right now. And when I say they're not a good team, I mean to be like a powerhouse in the league. They are still a team that, in a world, I can see them in the wild card spot, whatnot, because you still have that top end talent at least, and you've got your big dogs that are getting it done. I'm just kind of wondering how long can they do it for?
Yeah,
like Justin Brazeau, I'm not expecting him to be an 82 point player.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the pace he's on. And
they have a couple guys who can be a 60, 65 point guy, though. Crosby can still be 90 points. Malkin, if you can get 70 points out of him, 75, that's pretty good. Ricard Raquel, you can, I think, get 65, 70. Rust, 60, 65.
But that's Brian Rust has only played 5 games and has 2 assists.
They're doing this without Rust performing as well.
Malkin 10 points in 7 games, Brazeau 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 points in 7 games, Crosby 4 and 4, 8 points, 7 games, Anthony Mantha 6 points, Raquel 6, Ryan Shea 6 points,
Arthur Seeloves
3 points.
And
the goaltending, Sheelov's 3-1, 919 save percentage, Jari 922. He's 2-1.
It would be a fun run.
As
long as they're winning,
Florida 5-3.
Yeah. As long as they keep winning, people are not going to be talking about where's Crosby getting traded.
Where's Crosby getting traded? I want Crosby trade. No. We need to shut up with that. He's not leaving Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's a winning team. They're going all the way. Daddy Dubas is going to get it done there.
And it's all going to be because he brought back his boy, Connor Dewar. He loved him so much in Toronto, he had to bring him.
Yeah, the LA Kings are struggling a bit. A lot of people thought they were going back to the playoffs, me included. Rough start to the year.
I had him outside the
injuries
playoffs.
Injuries also aren't helping there. You did, actually, yeah.
I had him outside for the Ducks, who are currently 4-2-1.
Yeah, the Ducks are off to a good start as well, and
didn't have Kraken being
everyone
second in the Pacific.
Yeah, no. And it's everybody on the Ducks. It's not just one or two. It is every player on that team is making an impact. And when you've got 2 goalies and 18 skaters that are all getting shit done, it's tough to beat. And they have good coaching again. That's a big difference from last year. Is from Cronin to Quenneville, that is
the front runner for the Jack Adams.
Second.
Who's first?
Turney with
Utah. Right. With Utah.
That makes sense. Utah Mammoth, they're 6-2.
Yeah, Logan Cooley had a first period hat trick earlier.
A lot of hat tricks tonight.
He's gonna get paid. What do you think?
Was he the one that rejected a contract?
Yeah,
extension already. Yeah.
What do you think? And that you don't turn that down because you're not looking to make money. What do you think that looks like?
What was he offered? 9.5?
I think it was 9.5 because I think once he turned it down, we were kind of like, that's got to be it. He's got to be making 10 plus.
Yeah, so it's probably, and where contracts are going, he's probably up into that. He could be asking for in that 12 range. That's where we're getting to now with it.
Yeah. And would you rather lock him in at 8 years for 12 mil, or would you rather give him, 10 mil for 3 years, and then in those 3 years, the cap's gone up, and now you're paying him.
You really got to pay him, or
who knows?
Maybe
who knows?
Lose him.
At that point, maybe you're paying him 18 mil a season.
Yeah,
who knows what guys are going to get paid? Locking those guys in this time where all the money numbers are constantly changing is
absolutely.
It makes a lot of contracts seem a little more bulletproof than they have in the past. Until all of a sudden something's going to come crashing down and all of them will look bad. We talked about it, I don't know if it was last episode or a couple ago, how the Stars were off to a pretty cold start for the start of the season. They were tied for last in their division before. Since then, the Preds have won a game. The Blues have lost in overtime. The Wild have lost in overtime.
The Stars game is still currently going. They're tied with
they're playing
LA
tonight
with 3 minutes left in the game. So maybe by the end of this episode, maybe we'll know where they're at.
Maybe we'll know. But at the current moment, they have 6 points. Everyone else in the division has 7 or more. Yeah. Obviously, it's early in the season. I think we both fully expect them to finish at the top of the division, not just making the playoffs even. So
absolutely, this team's too good to stay down, and they do have some injuries and whatnot that are going on, and they're gonna get it going. And they could be
they're 3-3
games into the season.
It's not even a bad record.
Yeah, like they could be 15 games into the season, be 4-11, and I would still believe.
Yeah,
it would be tough for them, but I'd still believe because it is just such a good team, and they'll get it going, and then it'll be tough to stop them. Any last things you want to talk about here before we get into the final segment here?
While we're talking about the Dallas Stars, I think I might have brought this up to you at one point. I don't remember if it was on the podcast or not, or if we even really talked much about it. I think I just threw it out there, but are we having a conversation at some time soon about who's the best defenseman on the Stars?
Yeah. I think we're getting to that point. Absolutely.
There was a couple years there where it felt like a lot of people, I think even I probably did for a season, had Miro Heiskanen as the third best defenseman in the NHL, or like breaking people's top fives. Like he was right up there, and his play has not been as good. He's transitioning to a lot more defense. His offensive numbers are taking quite a dip. Thomas Harley looks really freaking good on both ends.
Really good.
He's also physical. He scores an insane amount of goals for a defenseman without shooting a lot. I was looking at stats the other day, and I was like, Heiskanen has like 15 shots on the season. Harley has like 4, but he's got like a goal or like 2 goals already. Like
he's smart with his shots.
He's very smart with it. So, man, it would be a crazy world where they extend Harley and then they imagine if they tried to move Heiskanen. Like
I think Heiskanen. No,
I think you could still keep them
because you don't need another. Yeah, because you don't need another forward. Like the weak point on Dallas is still their defense.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but like it would be crazy if they extended Harley and Heiskanen wanted out because he wasn't on the top power play anymore or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, if Harley's the better guy, you roll with the better player.
Yeah. Man, the Stars have just bumbled into so many of these good players in the past few years. Like,
they just have the best team in the NHL at drafting.
Like, when did Harley get drafted?
2000 or 2021?
No, 2019.
2019.
He just didn't make the NHL. 4 points in 34 games, 2 points in 6 games. All of a sudden shows up, 79 games, 47 points, 15 goals, 16
but that's
goals.
The thing when you're as good as the Dallas Stars are with how much talent, like they could potentially have a couple guys that are going to be coming up in 2 years and do the exact same thing because they're good at drafting, but they have a good enough team where they don't have to force these prospects to play when they're not ready. They can give these guys just insane amount of time to develop and get to that level. So when they do get in the NHL, they can just run with it, and there's not as many growing pains for them. And that's something they've had the luxury of doing for the last how many years, and they just keep repeating it. And it's an incredible system that they've got going.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah, and it's so goofy that they're so good at finding these players because they don't need to be. They can just be like, hey, Rantanen, we're one of the only teams you want to play for, right? Now take a sweetheart deal. Like, it's a nice place to live. It's nice weather. It's got the no state tax. Like, man, what don't the Stars have going for them, right?
Exactly. Any last points here?
No, I think we're good to move to our final segment here.
Our final segment here. We are back with another game. It has been a while since we've done one, but we got one here to wrap up the episode. It is Braden's favorite categories. Back with categories. If it's your first time here, you don't know what categories is. Pretty simple. I have 5 teams because we're doing teams today. I have 5 teams. I will list them off to Braden, and pretty simple. 4 teams fit the category. 1 does not. It is up to Braden to figure out which team doesn't fit in and why. Braden, are you ready for your 5 teams?
I am ready. Have I ever won this game?
You've got half a point before, I think.
I've gotten very close
in the game. Yeah,
I think at least one of them
was the closest you got.
Was that the one where my final guess was all these players are from Alberta, and the answer was they're all from Calgary?
Yeah, but you got the player wrong too. You had the wrong player.
Oh yeah, there was a couple guys. I don't remember who the ones I got wrong were, but
yeah. But I'll give you your teams here, and we'll see how do you remember. There is a free hint available if need be. Yeah. The first team up here, the Carolina Hurricanes. The second team, the Dallas Stars.
The Hurricanes, the Stars.
The third team, the Calgary Flames.
Flames.
Fourth team, the Colorado Avalanche.
The Avalanche. I was waiting for them.
And the fifth team, the Seattle Sharks. Kraken.
Oh, the Kraken.
The Seattle Kraken.
Those are the Kraken fit
into 5 teams here. And yeah, it is just up to you to figure out which team doesn't belong and why they do not belong.
Okay, so obviously at the start you said Hurricanes and Stars. Immediately I was waiting for the Avalanche to show up because Mikko Rantanen. It was a big thing last year. Obviously, Rantanen has not played for the Kraken or the Flames. That would have been really funny if the last team was like Team Finland or something like that. And then it was just the Flames.
I don't make it too easy for you. I don't make it too easy for you.
No. And I appreciate that. You know, I don't want you coming in here being like naming 4 teams that have won a cup in the last decade and then the Sabres and being like, who's the odd man out?
Yeah.
You know, despite me constantly losing at this game, I need to earn the win. I don't just need one on the board. Here. I need to be able to earn that. The Hurricanes, the Stars, the Avalanche, all very good teams lately. The Avalanche have won a cup. The Avalanche are the only team that have won a cup super recently. The Hurricanes have also won a cup longer ago, but they have one.
They do have one.
The Stars had one in 99. The Flames had one. So, like, the Kraken are the only team here without a cup. How far did the Kraken get in the 2023 playoffs? I believe that's the year where they beat the Avalanche in Game 7 in the first round.
Well, we do have a conclusion to it. The LA Kings did beat the Dallas Stars in overtime, so...
Oh, it was in overtime, though.
3-3-1. They do get a point.
So they are back to being tied with a bunch of schmucks at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the points where you can.
Yeah.
The Stars...
But anyways, I'll let you continue your thought process here.
The Stars are the odd team out. They're the only one who just finished playing against the LA Kings. Art Ross for... Does McKinnon even have an Art Ross? I think he just has the heart. Art Ross for Jamie Benn. I don't know if the Hurricanes have ever had an Art Ross winner. They might have had one in Eric Stahl. I think he had a 100-point season, but Crosby kind of locked that up at the time.
Oh, Winnipeg legend Adrian Kempe got the overtime winner. What a fucking goofy game. First period, Corey Perry scores. Jason Robertson ties it up. Then Cody Ceci scores to take the lead back. And then Wyatt Johnson and Kempe. Like, Corey Perry, first game with the Kings too, and he scored.
Yeah.
On the power play.
Dude's a unit.
I'm just getting in your head. I'm just messing with you.
You're messing with me. Expand. Okay, how do these teams even exist? Oh, shit. Hold up. I think I'm on to you. I think this is actually going to be my first one.
On.
I'm very excited. The Hurricanes used to be the Hartford Whalers. They transferred over. The Dallas Stars were the Minnesota North Stars. Team moved over. The Atlanta Flames moved to Calgary and became the Calgary Flames. The Quebec Nordiques moved to Colorado to become the Colorado Avalanche. And the Kraken would be the odd team out, being a expansion team, not a relocation. That seems like a pretty big... That seems like... That would be brutal if all of that was true and that was not the answer. I have not won one of these. I have every time taken my hint, because not taking the hint is for swag points, right? That's for the cool guy points. But I've always taken it because I just need to get a win on the board. That being said, I am fairly confident with that answer. I kind of want to get the swag points on my first one.
Okay.
I'm gonna lock that in. I think that's really strong.
That's what you're locking in for your answer.
Well, now I don't like the way you're reacting to it.
You've already locked it in. I'm sorry. You have locked in your answer.
I lay out exactly what my answer was.
I know what you're getting at, but I'll let you fully say it.
At least fully say it before I kind of evidently now maybe embarrass myself. The Kraken are an expansion team. The other 4 teams are relocation teams. Yeah.
And Seattle's the odd team out.
Yes.
He's locking it in. He's going for his first win. He's going for the cool boy points here. Yeah, you did it. You absolutely smashed it. I'm glad that you didn't use the hint, because I thought it was one that you could get there, especially with just we've been talking about it recently, and I mean Colorado and Carolina are the only games still playing right now. They're in overtime, and their matchups with they're
wearing the goofy jerseys,
trash ass jerseys. Yeah. Do you see Scott Wedgwood? He had a sick setup of pads and glove and blocker for the game, and he got yanked after I think it was like 11 minutes or something. So that's very fucking unfortunate for him. He had the sick gear for it and just got dominated. An 18.46 goals against for him and a .636 save percentage on the game.
Yikes!
It's pretty fucking brutal, but it happens.
Oh yeah, and I mean he's played like all the games for him. Isn't Blackwood out right now?
Every game. Yeah.
So like he's been great. He's been winning nonstop. It's rough, especially in the game where you get like the custom pads and everything. Dude, he's gonna get home and burn those. Like he doesn't want to fucking look at those anymore.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. You have to burn them. You have to get rid of them.
That's your 18. That's your 18 GAA pads. Like you can't put those on again. Let it 18 goals.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But again, a lot of work for him, and you know what? It happens against Carolina. Yeah, Carolina's no pushover. But congrats to Braden here on his first perfect run on categories there.
Yeah.
You absolutely smashed it perfectly. So congrats to you. Well done. We are at the end of the episode here. If you want to talk hockey, let us know your thoughts on what's going on around the league.
Do it.
Talk about Toronto, how they kind of are soft. If you want to talk about the Sharks getting a win, if you want to talk about the Flames not scoring, you want to talk about Buffalo being Buffalo, that's always fun. You want to talk about the LA Kings? I mean, Corey Perry and Cody Ceci scored. It's pretty cool. Doesn't happen very often. Actually, might have never happened. I don't know if it did on Edmonton, but
possibly two of the most loved players around the league.
Yeah. If you want to talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning, how Braden Point is tanking my fantasy team, I'm always open to talking about that. Basically, long story short, if you want to talk hockey, anything about hockey, you can do so through any of the socials, or we see a lot of people coming over to the YouTube. You can do so through the YouTube comments. Braden's been going pretty crazy with what's it called, like the community section? Or
yeah. There's like the posts tab. You can make posts on YouTube
the stick 'em
now.
up Craigslist.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. The stick 'em up Craigslist.
Shit. A lot of rank shit goes on in there.
You'll probably get some rank shit if you Google stick 'em up Craigslist.
Do it.
Oh no.
That's how we'll end the episode.
Oh no. What's it gonna be?
I doubt it'll be that.
Is Craigslist even still exist? How is that still real?
It's gotta be, right?
Are people still using that?
No, there's nothing. We're all good.
It looks really sketchy. They haven't updated this since 2000.
From January 7th, 2015, $20 Craigslist pipes. Yeah, I ain't clicking on that though.
You don't want to get pipe on Craigslist?
I think that's all you can get on Craigslist.
That's pretty much
from what I know.
Search a wider area.
How do we even get here? Oh yeah. If you want to talk hockey though, that's you can do so anywhere in there. Braden, the categories master for the day, is you. You have defeated me. I will now give you the floor for your final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Gavin McKenna looks really good. And some of the top teams in contention for him right now. The San Jose Sharks, he'd fit in real nice with them. The Calgary Flames, they could use some goal scoring. The Tampa Bay Lightning, he'd look good there. I don't know. I'm just looking at the standings.
No, you're not wrong. They're in the fight right now. They're in the mix.
Apparently, lost to the fucking Blackhawks. We'll get there. It was always our plan to trail at the half.
Absolutely. But that does it for this episode one final time. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, we will see all of you lovely people out on the ice next week.